All right, in this video, we're gonna talk about the #1 way to begin saving more money, and hang with me in this one because you're gonna hear some stuff here that you won't hear from anyone else. Let's go. All right, hands down, the #1 way to begin saving more money is to have a high value on saving money to begin with. So if you've been on my channel for a while, you may have heard me talk about this. And the reason that I talk about this so much is because literally nothing has made me wealthier than this concept that I'm about to share with you here. So you see, every single human being has a hierarchy of values, the things that they value most in life down to the things that they value least in life. Kind of like an unconscious list of priorities. Now, I didn't create this. This actually comes from Dr. John Demartini, who's largely considered the world's foremost authority on human behavior. And when I say values, it's probably important to say that I'm not talking about social idealisms. Like when people say, I value honesty, fairness, and integrity. I'm not talking about the fluffy stuff. I'm talking about what your life demonstrates are the things that you actually prioritize in your life. See, our values don't just dictate how we filter the world around us, our thoughts, beliefs, and actions, and even who we like and who we dislike. But in this specific example, it also dictates how we manage our resources. And specifically here, I'm talking about time, energy, and money. As I'm sure you can understand, how we allocate our time, energy, and money becomes our destiny. So every single day that we wake up, we are going to invest our resources in direct proportion to our values. The things that we value most in life seem to always get all of our resources. And then there's the things that we say that we value that just seem to never get our resources. As an example, when people say, I want to go to the gym and start getting in shape, or I want to save more money, or I want to start a business. See, they truly do want those things, but for whatever reason, they find that, their resources just never seem to make it there, right? Maybe at best, they become temporarily motivated and they act on it for a while, but eventually they end up quitting long before they ever fulfill their goal. In fact, if you've ever struggled with self-sabotage or procrastination, it's because you're probably setting goals that are conflicting with your values. See, oftentimes our conscious goals are at conflict with our unconscious, subconscious values. And our subconscious minds will sacrifice our goals in order to fulfill our values, because filling our values is where fulfillment comes from. Now, as you can probably imagine, I can go on and on this topic, but I share this because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how many books you read, seminars you go to, audios you listen to, videos you watch. If you don't have a high value on saving and investing money, you're just never gonna do it. Just like those people who say they wanna get in shape, save money, start a business, and eventually they just find that they never actually get around to it. And that's why it doesn't matter what all the other tactical things are until we truly inherently value the things that we say that we want. And the good news is that we can change our values, and hang with me until the end of this video, and I'll link to another video where I will go deeper on this topic and even give you some resources to help shift your values so that you can easily begin hitting your goals and eradicate procrastination and self-sabotage. The bottom line here is this: it doesn't matter what tactical things you learn. If you don't truly value saving money, you're never going to actually do it. And not enough people are talking about that, and that's why it's the #1 tip. All right, the bonus tip in this video is going to be to automate your savings. And the reason I suggest this is, plainly put, it keeps us from getting emotionally involved in the process. When our emotions are high, our intelligence tends to be low. And as Warren Buffett said, if you can't manage your emotions, you can't manage money. By automating the process, we mitigate the likelihood that we're going to sabotage the process by getting emotionally involved. So in other words, most bank accounts allow us to have a primary checking account along with several sub-accounts that are related to that primary account. What we can do then is set rules so that automatically on a weekly or bi-weekly or monthly basis, we're moving money from the primary account to the sub-account that is reserved for saving and investing. Now, naturally, some folks are going to ask, well, how much of my money should I set aside for savings? And I'm going to suggest that if you're brand new to this, then I would start with just 10%. And the reason that I say 10% is, well, as human beings, most of us can handle only about a 10% fluctuation in our environment before we get emotionally involved. So start by just saving 10%. In other words, if I know that on average I earn $500 per week, then I can set a rule in that account that every Friday it's going to move $50, roughly 10%, to that sub account that's reserved for saving and investing. And then it happens behind the scenes and I don't have to think about it. If I want to accelerate that process, then I can set the goal of every 90 days, I will increase by another 10%. So in other words, 90 days from now, I would begin saving $55 every Friday. 90 days later, I'd begin saving $60.50 every Friday, and so on and so forth. And eventually what we'll find is that over time, we're actually increasing our savings, but we're doing it without getting emotionally invested in the process and therefore protecting ourselves from self-sabotage even further than what I talked about in tip number 1. So listen, if you like content like this and you want to continue to grow both personally and professionally, then go ahead and click the subscribe button down below and make sure that you hit that little bell notification so that you get notified every time I roll out new content similar to this. I look forward to seeing you in a future video, my friend. Take care. Bye-bye.